Alright, so in this video, I'm going to go over how I'm sampling from Serato into the MPC. Also, I'll show you guys a quick hack if you have the Apollo interface, how to sample from your computer into Serato. So let's jump right into it. So right here, I'm inside of Serato. This is actually the free version. I'm just stemming out audio. That's all I'm using it for. Then I'm coming out of Serato into the MPC. Right here, I have a scene, and then I'm going to add an audio track. Once I add an audio track, I'm ready to start sampling, but I have to select the inputs. What am I going to sample from? In your case, if you have just a 2-channel interface, then you can hook up your iPhone into the 2-channel interface, inputs 1 and 2, and right here you just select your inputs 1 and 2, or whatever it is that you're connected into. Now, if you are sampling from your iPhone or from a vinyl or record player, I highly recommend you guys pick up this Y cable. This goes into your iPhone, and then these 2 outputs will go into your inputs 1 and 2. I have the Apollo interface. I'm not sure how other interfaces work, so follow along if you also have an Apollo interface. I go to the console application, and in the console application, I go to my system preferences, and I go to my IO matrix. Once I'm in my IO matrix, I'm able to see my device right here. The device that I'm using is the Apollo interface. This Apollo interface has a lot of inputs. It has 32 channels. I am not using all these channels. I'm only using channels 1 through 8, but I go all the way down here to channels 31 and 32 because I'm not using those. You could use any available inputs that you're not using, and you could tell the interface what to receive in those inputs. So in my case, since I'm not using these 2, I want to receive the monitor left and right of this interface. So anything that's being played through the interface is going to receive signal from those channels. I just have to manually set that up. So I go to my inputs right here, and I select this, and I go to my device, I go to my monitor, and I'm going to go to monitor left, which I already have done so. And then on inputs 32, I go to monitor and go to monitor right. So now inputs 31 and 32 is just going to be recording anything that I'm monitoring or playing back from my interface. Now that we have that set up, we're able to come right here, and as soon as we hit record, it will start sampling or recording anything we're playing back. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so right here we have the sample, the piece of audio that we just sampled. If I hit play, we could hear it. I'm able to take off drums, and if you want to start stripping stuff away, if we want to hear the drums, you can see the drums right here. It's actually taking a while. You got to give it, depending on how many seconds you sample into here, it will take a while to render and process the signal or the audio. So give it a few seconds or a few minutes if you're sampling an entire song. But right here, we can hear just the bass and drums. It actually did a pretty good job stripping that away. I'm going to go ahead and just sample drums, bass, melody, and vocals into my MPC. So let's jump into the MPC and show you guys how I'm coming out of my interface into the MPC. Now, right here in the MPC, if I go into my sampler, I'm able to hook up anything on the back of inputs 1 and 2 into your sample inputs 1 and 2. If you have the MPC 1, MPC Live, MPC-X, any MPC, the inputs in the back is what we're going to connect to. I'm going to come out of my interface. You could actually hook up from the headphone jack of your interface, which will send signal into the inputs of your MPC. Again, if you have these cables right here, this would go to the headphone jack of your interface, and this right here will go to the inputs 1 and 2 of the MPC. I'm actually using the Model 12 as an interface because it's class compliant, so I'm actually connected to the Model 12, but if I didn't have this, just follow along inputs 1 and 2 on the back of your MPC. Once we have that connected, you will see that you're going to receive audio right here. As you can see, or you could hear me right here, you see my input signal. If you do not see anything happening when you hit play on your computer, make sure you raise up the volume level of your headphone on the interface and also on your preamp on the back of the gain of the sample input. So I'm gonna go ahead and sample into the MPC. that's pretty much it right there. But stick around. We're actually going to make a beat out of this. I can't wait to get to this part. But everybody that had that question on how are you sampling from Serato into the MPC, that's how I'm doing it. Very basic signal flow. I'm glad so many people were asking that question. So I was like, you know what, I might as well make a video and show you guys. But that's how I'm doing it. Now, let's have some fun. Let's chop this up. Let's see what we have right here. Yeah, convert that, hit do it. Yeah. Oh man, okay, cool. Right here, I actually have a blank session. In this session on track 1, I have some drums right here already. So I have some drums playing. It's a little different style from what I'm used to, but I wanted to switch it up a bit. Yeah, all right, cool. I just want to sound a little different. It's at 80 beats per minute. Track 2, I have my sample chops. Oh man, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna go into my program editor, global, and I'm gonna pitch it up or go up 2 semitones. All right, so we go right here. Let's see how this sounds. Oh man, all right, this sounds awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and put Mother Ducker in this. Yeah, let's go ahead and lay that down before I forget. Hey, there you go. Oh man, that is so fun. All right, so that's in track 2. I can actually jump into track 3. Let's go ahead and add a bass line. But before I add a bass line, I do want to see what key that sample is in. Yes, the MPC will detect the key of that sample. So if I go to my program editor, I go to samples. Right here, it will detect the key. I'm not no musician. I cannot just listen to something and be like, hey, oh, that's in key F or G, or, you know, I'm not that language. So I can come right here, use these tools that the MPC gives me, and I can see it's an F. Now, it works like 90% of the times. There is every now and then that it will detect the key. I put the key, if I go to my plugin instrument and my bass, I'm actually going to go to my notes and I put it in F. I'm going to put it in F minor. There has been times where it just does not sound right. Then I just manually switch it to another key. It is probably off by a few semitone. Let's go ahead and see if this sounds about right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and record this right here. This bar right here, it just sounds a little off. Yeah. There's kind of like a horn section, and I want to follow along with that. I'm going to loop that section and see if I can catch it. All right, that sounds pretty good to me right there. I'm going to go ahead and play the whole thing back. But again, I just want to emphasize on the tools that the MPC gives me. This is why I enjoy using this MPC, because the tools that it provides me, I may not be the best musician. I do not know how to read music, but I do know how to use these tools to my advantage, and it helps me out. I'm not perfect. There might be some notes, especially when I'm using headphones. I'll play it back in speakers. I'm like, oh man, I was a little off, but it helps me go in there and just nudge, transpose, go up, go down, nudge over to the left, to the right. Like, these tools right here are key for me, and they help me improve on my skill. All right, so as you can see, and I totally went off topic as I'm now making a beat, but the beginning of this video, I did want to show you how I'm using Serato Stems, how I'm routing my signal, my inputs, outputs, and show you how I'm just integrating it with the MPC. And obviously, I'm now cooking up a beat and just putting out something for you guys because this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I have fun doing. And my goal at the end of this video is for you to stop the video and just go make some music. And hopefully it sparks up that inspiration to go make something that sounds awesome. And if I'm able to help out push that inspiration a bit, I feel like I succeeded here in this video. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I feel excited, I feel happy, I'm grateful to be here, and I hope you feel grateful as well hanging out with me right here in this video. Thank you so much. I'll catch y'all on our next video. Peace.